What if I told you a single suitcase packed with dreams can change an entire neighborhood? Meet Sofia. She arrived with nothing but hope, her hands raw from endless nights stitching clothes in a cramped apartment. The language was foreign, the culture unfamiliar, and every day felt like climbing a mountain with no summit in sight. But Sofia didn't just want to survive, she wanted to build. Imagine the city's gray streets, the early morning chill biting her fingers as she set up a tiny stall selling handmade scarves. The first obstacle? No customers, no connections, and the constant hum of doubt whispering, "You don't belong here." Instead of retreating, she turned to the one thing she knew: creativity. Sofia began weaving the stories of her homeland into each scarf, colors that told tales of sunsets over olive groves, patterns echoing ancient traditions. Slowly, passers-by stopped, curious. Each purchase became a conversation, each scarf a bridge between worlds. But the real breakthrough wasn't just in selling scarves. Sofia noticed other immigrants like her, talented, eager, but stuck. She envisioned a community workshop where skills could be shared and businesses born. With no bank loans or investors, she bartered creativity for space, negotiating with a local cafe owner to share his basement after hours. She rallied a group, turning the basement into a buzzing hub of learning: language lessons, marketing tips, sewing circles, and coding classes. The walls filled with vibrant murals, painted by a young Syrian artist whose own dreams had been shelved, depicting hands building, lifting, and connecting. The air smelled of fresh paint and determination. Sofia's unique strategy was simple but powerful: empower others by creating access where there was none. Months passed, and those basement sessions birthed startups: an app developer, a catering service, a handmade jewelry line. Each success was a story stitched into the community's fabric, proof that resilience is contagious. Sofia's scarves were no longer just products, they symbolized a movement. One evening, as the city lights flickered on, Sofia stood outside the now buzzing workshop. She remembered the nights alone, the silence of doubt, and realized her greatest achievement wasn't her own success, it was the flourishing of others around her. So here's the takeaway: obstacles aren't dead ends, they're invitations to innovate. When you feel isolated, look around. Your community is a resource waiting to be unlocked. Share your unique story, create spaces for growth, and remember, lifting others lifts you too. Sofia's journey teaches us that true entrepreneurship isn't just about profit. It's about planting seeds for collective transformation. Next time life packs you into a tiny room of challenges, imagine that suitcase of dreams again. What story will you weave? What opportunities will you create? Not just for yourself, but for everyone ready to rise with you. But Sofia's story doesn't end there. As the community grew stronger, so did their ambitions. The workshops expanded beyond the basement, eventually taking over a small storefront on a bustling street corner. What was once a cramped, shadowy space became a bright, welcoming hub filled with laughter, ideas, and the aroma of freshly brewed coffee shared among friends and collaborators. Sofia and her community didn't just build businesses, they built relationships, trust, and a network that transcended cultural and language barriers. They hosted cultural nights, sharing food, music, and stories from their homelands, turning the neighborhood into a mosaic of traditions celebrating diversity and unity. Local schools invited Sofia and her team to conduct workshops, inspiring younger generations to see entrepreneurship not just as a means to financial success, but as a tool for social change. They taught children how to think creatively, solve problems, and embrace challenges with resilience and optimism. The impact rippled outward. Neighborhood crime rates dropped as opportunities and hope increased. Vacant storefronts turned into vibrant shops and studios. The once overlooked area became a destination for visitors eager to experience the unique blend of cultures and creativity. Sofia's scarves evolved too. They became symbols of pride and identity, worn by people from all walks of life. Each pattern carried a story, a history, a dream, reminding everyone who saw them that behind every product is a person's journey, struggles, and triumphs. Sofia never forgot the early days, the cold mornings, the silence, the feeling of being invisible. Those memories fueled her commitment to keep pushing boundaries and to ensure no one in her community felt invisible again. She advocated for immigrant rights, partnered with local organizations to provide resources, and lobbied for policies that supported small businesses and cultural inclusion. Her leadership style was rooted in empathy and collaboration. She believed that everyone had something valuable to contribute, and by creating spaces where voices could be heard, innovation naturally followed. Sofia's approach challenged the traditional notion of entrepreneurship as a solo endeavor. Instead, she showed it to be a collective journey where success is shared. Stories like Sofia's remind us that entrepreneurship is not just about creating wealth. It's about creating value that enriches lives, strengthens communities, and fosters connections that transcend borders and backgrounds. It's about recognizing potential where others see obstacles and building ladders instead of walls. So when you face your own mountain, remember Sofia's suitcase packed with dreams. Let it inspire you to gather your stories, your skills, and your courage. Look around for allies, for opportunities to share and grow. Build bridges, not barriers. Because the true power of a dream lies not in what it can do for you alone, but in what it can do for everyone willing to rise alongside you. And as Sofia's journey continues, ever evolving, ever expanding, it teaches us that the greatest transformations happen when we dare to dream together, to create together, and to lift each other up. Your suitcase awaits. What will you pack in it? What neighborhood, what city, what world will you change with the dreams you carry? Remember, every thread woven, every lesson shared, every hand extended is a stitch in the fabric of a brighter tomorrow. Sofia's story is a testament to the idea that from humble beginnings, with resilience, creativity, and community, anything is possible. The next chapter is yours to write.